Welcome to the pre-game week 8 video. So this week kicks off with Palace and West Brom. And, West Brom have been rather shaky in the defence, unlike Tony Pulis teams in the past. Whereas Crystal Palace, an important win for them last week against Watford. And personally, even though last season we saw Crystal Palace get some great results away, but slip up at home, I still think Palace will win this game, so I'm going for a Palace win. In terms of the players to look out for, I mentioned Dwight Gill um, in the pre-game week 7 video because of his performance for Palace in the Carling Cup when he got a hat trick. And if you watch that game or at least the highlights, you would have seen that he got quite a lot of chances. So he's definitely one to look out for. The rest of the players I've all mentioned from before, and there's still a chance actually Dwight Gill might not even start. There's a chance, but they've actually employed Balassi as a striker in a few games, but I don't think that's gone rather well because I don't think Balassi is a natural striker. So that's a recommendation there. In terms of defenders, Hangeland's like 4.3, I think, and Hennessy, who's now the first team keeper, is 3.9. So if you're looking for maybe a cheap keeper or a defender who's relatively cheap, Palace do offer that, and Palace do have some decent fixtures, but like I said, they're a bit unreliable at home, if I'm honest. And even away, they don't necessarily keep clean sheets. With West Brom, the players that there's one striker with Berarino, obviously. That's their main striker. Rondon, he's more of an accessory or a support striker for him. But uh, Berahino, because he can take penalties as well, he's definitely a player. If you're looking for an offensive player from West Brom, he's someone I would look at. In terms of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, we've got Villa and Stoke, and it's a big game for Sherwood because, despite the Carling Cup win against Birmingham, it's just not been there. They won the first game of the season, but since then they've been close. You look at the game against Leicester; they played rather well for the majority of the game. They just got caught out near the end of the game, and whether that's a fitness issue or a tactical thing, I'm not quite sure. But Stoke obviously got a important win last week. I don't know what to say about this game. It could go either way. I would have sit in the fence and say this probably is a draw. Um, if anything, Stoke probably snatch it. I don't know. They've got Bojan coming back. They've got a Juve coming back, and they have got players returning now. However, Shaqiri seems like he probably is out with a thigh injury, so that's a bit of a blow for Stoke because I do think he's a very good footballer, and there's not really much to say in regards to both teams. In terms of the other 3 o'clock kickoff, where Bournemouth and Watford both promoted teams. Um, I don't know if this is actually a 6 pointer because both of them are actually not really like at the moment in like a relegation scrap. But Bournemouth definitely, uh, with the injuries they've got now, I think they they're in trouble because I think their squad depth is a bit weak and especially in quality. Wilson was getting goals. I think he got 500 goals this season, and he's up there in the top scorer chart. So obviously, if you're replacing a Bournemouth striker with another Bournemouth player, and especially Wilson, then you got to consider Glenn Murray. He got quite a few goals last season, so he's someone people should look at. For Watford, um, yeah, all the other players that I mentioned before with Igalo, Dini, etc. Those are the kind of players, and yeah, there's not really much to say in regards to Watford. I don't know. I think this could be a draw because I think Watford are very good defensively actually most of the time. So this could potentially be a draw. With Man City Newcastle, I personally see a Man City win. I don't think Newcastle are that good defensively, and even if they were keeping them on bay, I think eventually down the line Man City will break them down. So I'm going for a Man City win, and there's not much to say, in regards to Man City. Silva looks like he's back. Yaya Toure is out of the game. Vincent Kompany looks like he's out of the game, and Bone looks like he might start. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's not much more to say. In regards to Norwich and Leicester, this is also a big game for Norwich, I guess, because the manager was speaking this week saying he thinks it's probably 3 points off what his team should have into the point tally so far. But Norwich have been decent at home, so I think they lost against Palace in the first game of the season, but since then they've done rather well. So, but Leicester obviously have been in good form. They only lost against Arsenal, but they did go for it. So I I don't know. I think this could easily go either way. So that's what I'll say. In regards to Sunderland and West Ham, look, I mean, it's a big game for Sunderland, honestly, because um, they've just not been performing. And West Ham, on the other hand, they've been very good. They've been very good away. So it's a hard one to call. Carroll might start. He's got a bit of a foot injury, so he might have to wait. But so much to say. I think this could go either way as well. In the Premier League, having watched it for several years now, it won't surprise me to see if Sunderland win, but it also wouldn't surprise me if West Ham win. So that's what I was saying. This is a 5:30 kickoff with Chelsea and Southampton. Um, Chelsea still don't have Costa, and Southampton are doing decently well. They're scoring goals. Okay, yeah, I think defensively they sharpen up, but they're scoring goals against Man U, Swansea. They're scoring goals. So um, I I will be surprised if Southampton don't get some goals here, or at least one goal. But I think Chelsea. I don't know. I think they need to maybe change things around. Maybe put Hazard in the middle or something. I don't know because it's just not quite ticking there, and um, it's rather monotone. I just think that without Costa as well, they're definitely a weaker team, and I just think they need to change things around a bit. Not too drastically, but just to give them something else to kind of just employ or something. Because I think mentally, they still haven't got out from that phase of uh, from being champions to retaining the Premier League. I think there's a difference, and I think they're stuck in the middle with that. I think they need to really build that motivation to win the league again. In terms of the result, look, last season both of these drew home and away, and in the away game Chelsea dominated, and in the home game it was a fair draw, I think. So hard to tell where I think this result um, would lie. Probably Chelsea will edge it out, near Mourinho's track record, but it wouldn't surprise me if Southampton got something in this game. Now, Sunday games obviously are very good games. Everton, Liverpool. I honestly think, Everton win the game. I think Sturridge can cause problems, and he's obviously a player to recommend. I think his value increased to 10.5. But for some reason, I see Everton winning this game. They've got a few injuries, Everton, but I think they've done rather well. Galloway's deputised for Baines, etc. And with Liverpool, obviously, I think they still don't have Henderson, but he might be returning soon. But yeah, I think honestly, Everton should win this game. But if Benteke's there, Sturridge, it should be interesting. I mean, I think the only player that can maybe switch the result in Liverpool's favour is Sturridge. I think he's that good of a player, but they need the players in midfield to give him that kind of opportunities. In regards to the Arsenal Man United game, Arsenal have got a big blow with Koscielny being out for around 2 weeks with a hamstring injury, so it's most likely that Gabriel and Mertesacker will deputise as centre backs. Um, for Man United, there's not really much else to say in terms of injuries. They've got pretty much the whole squad, and they obviously came back from an important win against Wolfsburg, whereas Arsenal lost very disappointingly against Olympiacos. Um, this result, I mean, look, last season I think Arsenal dominated. They ended up losing 2-1. And Arsenal were the better team last year. They were better than Man United by far. I mean, you should look at the FA Cup game. We were miles better than Man United. But there is still that immaturity in defence. We were giving sloppy goals away. And if Arsenal defend well, I see them winning the game. If they don't defend well, then it's anyone's game, honestly. Because Man United do have good offensive players that can take their chances. They do have creativity with Mata and the Depay, obviously something different. He does give them an electric spark. So could go either way. But if Arsenal played a solid game, they're a better team than Man United. But if they don't, Man United will take advantage of them. And lastly, with the Swansea and Spurs game, big game for Swansea, not being in good form recently, and Spurs, I'm sure they want to kind of continue their run of results. I think they drew away to Monaco, which is not a bad result, but they were winning for the majority of the game. Um, I'd probably say Swansea probably are galvanised enough to win this game. Being Sunday game, okay, it gives that extra day rest for the Spurs players, but even then, I still think Swansea should be motivated enough to win this game. Um, Obviously, I read a few comments this week, and people were saying they want to see my team. So here it is from last week. Um, did okay, got 68 points. I think I got very I mean, I wouldn't call it lucky. I would just say, I just got some really good points from Sanchez. Really, I don't really captain. I don't think I've captained correctly for the first 6 game weeks. I mean, on 2 occasions, no, 2 occasions, I actually couldn't change my captain because I was out of London and had awful Wi-Fi. But on the 4 other times, it was just bad captaining, and um, that's something. I guess you could say I made it up with the Sanchez captain, but then again, those are lost opportunities. Captains are big. If someone had Sanchez in the team and didn't captain him, I might have missed out a chance with not triple captaining him. Let's just say that. But overall, um, defensively, the team was a shambles. I mean, 3 points from 4 players, that's just not good enough. But offensively, it was good. Walcott got a goal. Sanchez obviously did what he had to do. Houlihan got an assist. And Pella got 2 assists. So, a good performance overall, offensively. Um, that's that. In terms of the transfers, I have done one transfer this week. And um, I probably have mentioned this player in this video, or I've mentioned him somehow, maybe in the post game week 7 video when discussing individual players from teams. So the only reason why I'm not telling people straight away what player I've got in my team is because I've got people in my leagues that are actually watching my videos, and I just think it's unfair because especially I've got head to heads and like with friends and stuff. But that's the only reason why. But I can tell you for sure that any player that I put in my team, I'm telling you about it before. I got Sanchez in for this game week, and I obviously told you guys about Sanchez. He's obviously a player that you might want to consider. And to be honest, when I was considering Sanchez, I was considering De Bruyne as well and several players. It's just maybe the Arsenal fan in me, or it was just a instinct that thought, okay, wait, maybe Leicester might go, head to head with Arsenal, so why not get Sanchez? So. Um, that's what I would say. But I had the one transfer, and you might have guessed who's gone out. But defensively, I've actually got a bit of issues because I've only got really 3 key defenders that are playing. And Target is now not really playing because Bertrand has come back, and Stephen Taylor's got a bit of a long-term injury, a couple of months. So I have got defensive issues, but that's something that I'm looking to resolve quite immediately. I'm not looking to use the wild card. I think the wild card should not be used that hastily, and that's that really. So yeah, that's what I would really say. Also, another thing, I read a comment in regards to I didn't get time to reply because I've been so busy going to university like tomorrow and stuff. In regards to a channel called FPL Tips, and when I actually made my channel, someone actually showed me this channel, and I'm not in any way trying to diss that channel or anything. I just think that channel is not got that insight for someone to do really well in, like in fantasy terms. Look, fantasy is a luck-based game in the day. I mean, anyone can get points technically, but I'm just saying, when I've seen the video, all it is the person. He's arranged the stats. He's got the stats there. He's got the players. He's handpicked a few, um, you know, stats that he wants to display, and then based off the stats, he's making a conclusion. Whereas we all know that in football, stats they are important, but they don't show everything. By any means, they don't really show much. You need to really watch the games and use your experience and analysis of the games to judge which players are appropriate. So I actually think, of course, the structure of the videos is something interesting. I think that's what the comment was referring to, and obviously the branding thing of the channel that I want to work on. But I just personally think that that's not a route that I would take down of maybe doing um, videos based off stats, and because that's not how you're going to build your knowledge in the football end of the day. It's watching football, talking about it, looking at a different perspective, but looking at stats. I mean, anyone can do that. All you need to go to is transfers at the top, yeah, and just you can basically pick this the stat of most importance for you, and you can arrange it like that. So that's what I'll say in regards to that, and hopefully I can get the branding sorted out quite soon. Think of a good name, and that's that really. So yeah, thanks for watching my video, guys. And before I leave, it's a reminder. Actually, I've got 2 reminders. One, do join the fantasy league if you haven't joined it. There's a league code provided in a previous video before. And the second thing also is, if you guys want to play a game which is quite fun, it's called Super 6 on Sky Sports. It's absolutely free, and you have to guess 6 correct scores on the 3 o'clock games, and it's something that unfortunately I didn't do properly at the start of the season, but I will be doing it next season and make regular videos for it as well, just because I want to see people potentially win it, because they can win like £250,000. So it's quite fun, and I mean I tend to pick results that would favour my fantasy team. So I'm not sure if that's the best thing, because I've never done really that well in terms of winning all six, like getting all six results correct. But yeah, that's another thing that I would suggest for you guys to get involved in. So yeah, thanks for watching my videos, and yeah, have a good luck for the game week.